Hi, everyone, and welcome to Jordan's Journeys YouTube channel. I am back with another video. And for those of you who are new or just tuning in, I'm Jordan Thorpe. I am the founder of Jordan's Journey. And Jordan's Journey is an agency that focuses primarily on the personal development and spiritual growth of adolescent girls and millennial women through life coaching services. I also have the organization, the Single Moms Club. I am a single mother, and I started an organization for moms to be able to join together, network, and grow spiritually together. So it helps mothers to feel supported by building a network of other believers who are mothers. So if you are a single mom or you know of a single mom, you can visit www.jordansjourneycoaching.com, click the Single Moms tab, and join the discussion. Also, if you are interested in any kind of life coaching services or any of my blogs on personal development and spiritual growth, you can visit the website jordansjourneycoaching.com, and the link will be in the description below. And that is all the announcements I have. So moving right into the video, this week I wrote about natural progression. And I felt it was important to discuss this, especially in our society today, with people just wanting to be famous and just be somebody and be recognized and be noticed, especially with social media. It's so easy for somebody to be Instagram famous, YouTube famous. You know, you make a video, goes viral, and boom, you have 10,000 likes, 10,000 followers. But that's just the day and age that we're in. And all that is fine. You know, I don't knock that at all. But I do want to say that what God has for you, the gift that He put on the inside of you, is going to come with the process. It's not going to happen overnight. God has not called us to easy, but He has called us to be great and to do great things. And it comes with the process. And in that process, there are lessons that need to be learned. He has to continue to mold you and develop you into the woman and man of God that He's called you to be. And that only comes through natural progression. And natural progression is important because it allows you to be able to look back and see how far you came. And when you're able to look back and be like, wow, I remember when I didn't have this, when I didn't have a car, I didn't have a job, I didn't have anything, but look how far God has brought me. So it teaches you gratification, and it helps you to remain humble, knowing that you know what it feels like to have nothing. So now that you have a couple things, it helps you to remain humble and not look down on other people who are not in that same platform or same status as you. And I just remember, if I can share a story, I remember when I first started Jordan's Journey, and I was like reaching out to people, like so many people to help me. Like I didn't really have the idea of what I wanted. I knew I wanted to help other women. I knew I wanted to help single moms, but I just didn't know how I would do that. And when I would talk to people would give me their ideas and their opinions. And the more and more I reached out to other people to give me advice, the more I became confused on what God was telling me to do. And that's the thing. That's why it's important. You need to have the natural progression and go through the process, because during that time, you have to figure out who you are, and you have to be grounded in that. Because if you reach a certain level of fame, of fortune, you don't want to get over drowned in the opinions of other people to the point where you lose yourself and your true identity, because somebody's always going to have an opinion. Somebody is always going to have something to say, but you cannot let that dictate how you move. You have to be secure and confident in who you are, and that all happens in that process of natural progression. And I know moving forward, as we continue to grow and evolve And, I'm still not obviously where I feel I need to be, but it's all about being grateful because I know I'm not where I used to be. So, as I mentioned before, natural progression is important. And I just have 3 tips to help you not skip the process, but to be able to be content in your season and still push for greatness. So here they are. Okay, let's see. Number 1, pray and ask God to help you to be satisfied with your current portion. How can God give you more and you can't even appreciate what he's already given you? Lord, I need more. I need an increase. I need this. But it's like, wow, look how far I brought you already. I mean, until you are grateful, he is not going to be able to expand your territory because you're never going to develop the perspective and expand your mindset to even see how far he's taken you already. So it's important that you are able to be grateful for the things you have now and the portion that God's giving you. Learn how to manage that. Learn how to manage $30,000 before he gives you $1 million. Because if he gave you $1 million, you probably would blow it and be broke all over again. So just be content in the current portion that you have now. Number 2, ask God to reveal to you the lessons that you need to learn in your current season. You're in this season for a reason. And if you've been there for 10 years and 5 years, you say, well, Jordan, I've been in the same place for 15 years. Well, you're probably not passing those tests. You probably are going in circles, climbing that same mountain and not overcoming because a lack of obedience or lack of discipline in a certain area. So if you've been in the same season for a long time and you feel like it's just dragging now and you should be moving forward, it has nothing to do with God. It has everything to do with you and the lack of obedience and discipline in your life. So ask God to reveal to you the lessons that you need to learn in that current season so you can pass those tests and move on. God doesn't want us to live a life that is miserable and we're struggling. And I'm gonna tell you right now, if you have a constant struggle in your life, that's not the path for you. You need to figure out the new path because God hasn't called us to a life of struggle, but he called us to a life of abundance. So it's important that you recognize that and are able to live it out. And lastly, learn to enjoy the process. Nothing great happens overnight. One of the things during the process, you learn how to develop the gift that he's given you. It's the gift that keeps giving. Nobody can take that gift away. A lot of times we talk about copycats, people taking your idea or stealing your idea. But when you have a God-given gift, people can copy all they want because they can't replicate it. Because this is what God has for you is only for you. So it's not going to work for them and they can't recreate. That's the best thing about having a God-given gift, that you're able to just keep creating. So it doesn't matter if somebody stole your post or wrote the same book as you. Because at the end of the day, you're a creator and you just create something new that's old. So I just want to encourage you to enjoy the process. Everything that God has given you, it's going to be a test, but there's something so beautiful on the other side of that test. So I encourage you to stay strong and remember to like and subscribe this video, and I will talk to you soon. Bye.